Hi, my name is Brittany Farkas. I'm Coach David's wife, and today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to teach kids with anxiety or fear of the water how to swim. I've been teaching swim lessons for 16 years, and I specialized in kids with anxiety. So I'm excited to give to you some of the tricks I've learned over the years, and hopefully it will help you. So how it works is I'm going to use the same exact progression in my teaching kids to swim video, and that is going to be linked up in the corner. But in addition to that, if my child is anxious or has fears of the water, I'm going to use these tips I'm about to give you in addition to the progression. So let's get started. Number one, be patient. It's going to take a long time for your child to swim. Most of my students, it took 2, 3, sometimes even 4 summers until they were fully pool safe. And that's okay, because remember, the goal here is to be pool safe and hopefully love the water. And ironically, every single one of my students that were terrified of the water, by the end of our journey, they were the one kid that the parent told me they couldn't get out of the water because they loved swimming so much. Be patient, it's a journey. Enjoy it, take your time. Number 2, build trust. This is so important. How do you build trust with your student? By not losing the trust. So if I'm working with a student and I tell them we're going across the pool and they're terrified of getting their face wet, I'm going to tell them, I promise you, we're not going to get your face wet. And I have to fulfill that promise. So I'm going to go across the pool. I'm going to keep their head up. I'm not going to dunk them thinking maybe if they just get water on their face, they'll think it's okay, not a big deal. Not with these students. Make sure you build trust. Number 3, go slow. Most of my students, the very first lesson, believe it or not, we sat on the edge of the deck. We put our feet in the pool and we talked for the whole lesson. That was it. And that's okay, because I use that opportunity to just sit and talk and to get to know my students. And kids love to talk and they love to be heard. And that goes right into the building trust. So if I sat there and talked to my kid, I'm earning their trust and I'm also learning about them and using that for tools for later on. Also with going slow, I start all of my lessons in the spa because it's warmer, it's smaller, and usually the kids can touch. And that way they feel a little more secure and it's not this big, huge open body of water. Number 4, be creative and have fun. Swimming is fun, right? Swimming is fun. So I'll give you some examples. So let's say I found out by talking to my student that they love Spider-Man. What I might do is, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I need to get them to swim across the pool horizontal position with my help and get used to a little bit of water on their face. So what I might do is tell them, hey, pretend you're Spider-Man and we're gonna shoot webs across the pool and then we're gonna swing across the pool or the spa. So he shoots his webs, we go across the pool in a horizontal position, a little bit of water is kind of going on his face, not pushing it, just a little bit, because look he's having fun, he's not really noticing the water's going on his face, or he's in that horizontal position. Once they start to have fun, they're gonna loosen up, they're gonna relax, you're building their trust, and also they're gonna look forward to the next lesson, which is awesome. So be creative, have fun. Another example of having fun and being creative is kids don't like to float on their back. I mean, it makes sense. You can't see the floor. It's terrifying for these kids. So what I do is I put their head on my shoulder, and as I'm trying to get them to float, I might distract them by, again, I'll use the Spider-Man technique. I'll pretend he has webs and I'm having him shoot bad guys in the air or shooting webs on trees, or we're talking about stuff in the sky and the stars, just trying to distract him and make it a fun experience and not this solo focus on, I can't see the bottom of the pool, I'm freaking out, I'm freaking out, I'm freaking out. So have fun, take their mind off the fear, and be creative. Number 5, water on their face and mouth is a very challenging step. A lot of my kids do not like water over their mouth. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you can't breathe underwater. So trying to find ways to get them to go underwater is very challenging. Just know that going into it, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is to them. So I go slow. I find ways to have fun with it. I'll have them put their mouth underwater and I'm going to count how long they can hold their breath for. Now, their nose is going to be out of the water so they can breathe, But in their head, it doesn't matter because their mouth is underwater. So I love to do that. Once their mouth goes under, even if their nose is out, I'm going to start counting, because then that creates the competitive side of them and they're going to be excited to do it longer and longer. And before you know it, they're starting to put their nose under. And you can also do slow levels. Start with the mouth, then the nose, work your way to the eyes. I also encourage lots of splashing. I know that sounds crazy. Lots of splashing, because any type of water going on the eyes and around the face in a fun atmosphere, whether we're like kicking and splashing and having fun, that's a great way for them to kind of get used to water on their face while they're distracted and having fun. Now, of course, if the kid starts panicking and they don't like it, stop immediately. Celebrate tiny achievements. I know this sounds silly, but every little tiny step forward needs to be celebrated with these kids. So if my student finally gets their mouth under the water, even if it's for like a split second, just that act of the water going over their mouth, that's a huge accomplishment. I'm going to scoop them up out of the water. I'm going to cheer them on. I might give them a little toss and have fun and be excited and celebrate it. Kids also love to be videotaped. So sometimes if they've done something big, like maybe they're floating on their back, I will ask the parent to videotape it, because the kids love to see themselves. They'll show their parents, they'll show their friends, and it's a great way to encourage them to continue to improve. Go slow, have fun, be patient, be positive. If you have questions, I would love to answer them. Please comment below and let me know, because I love to help and I want to be able to help you guys with your children or your student learn to swim. Because at the end of the day, watching a child who wouldn't get in the pool swim across the pool by themselves is just such a joy to experience. So good luck, have fun, I'll see you next time.